I hear the music. I hear the music. No video yet. No video yet. No audio yet. Well, the music's playing. Oh no! Wait, I can hear us. I can hear us. Yep, I can hear us. Yeah. Wait.
Alright, guys, I think we figured out the mic test. Sorry about the little crazy things in terms of like getting the thing to work. OBS was not behaving well, so hopefully it continues to behave well. So, let's go ahead and switch over to our beautiful selves. I'm gonna go full screen. And there we go. Hello.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
So, yeah, I decided to dress up a little bit, just do a little fun thing. Nothing crazy, but yeah, happy Halloween. It's
I've got
October.
I've got my familiar over here.
Yep. from it's from
Extra credits.
Extra credits.
Yeah. Yep.
I had a brain fart. I just had it before, and then now I just like out of nowhere just couldn't figure it out. I'll be honest. I'm gonna do this for a little bit until I go crazy. But I'm not gonna be wearing this mask the entire time for two reasons. One, it's ungodly hard to see. I can see you a little bit.
Yes.
But and then it's
Whoop, and there he
echoey. But yeah, welcome to
give game a hug.
So welcome to.
He's very huggable.
Let me see. Standard white guy. Yeah, I'm scared though. Yes. All right, cool. Welcome to our October 31st GameDev Meetup group. So we're gonna be a pretty casual time this month, I think. We got a lot of things coming up in terms of holidays things, and I know there's a lot of unknowns kind of occurring and whatnot. So we're gonna do a couple of announcements for this month and just kind of get everybody a kind of catch up on what's kind of happened and also kind of like what's kind of coming up. Just as well, it is the holiday season. Obviously, today is Halloween. So next coming up is Thanksgiving, and December comes with Christmas and New Year's. So just so you know, check us out on our meetup page at thecog.com, COGG, because those dates might change. It's just kind of how it works. I think, if you can spend time with your folks, we don't know if it's, a lot of this year is going to be like spending time with your folks online or in person or however it is. But it does tend to be busy. So we're going to try to do our best to kind of like let you guys know ahead of time. And then we're going to have two cool things today. There's a new tool that we found out, and we want to kind of share more of through the great folks in Cleveland. They kind of did a little meeting thing that I think will be kind of neat for us to showcase here as a demo. It'll actually involve everybody here. So if you want to join us, stick around. We'll kind of do a demonstration after announcements. But just as well, we're also going to have a little game impromptu afterwards too. So talk more about that here in a sec as we do announcements. So until then, I am going to take this off. It is hot. It is crazy.
Costumes built for
No,
costume
now it's scary.
functionality.
Now it's really scary. here's my final form. So
Put
cool.
it back on. No.
I couldn't even want if I wanted to. That's too crazy. All right, cool. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is kind of move over to our announcements. So let me kind of open that up just so I make sure I got it ready. And if you're in the chat, in the YouTube chat, let us know if there's anything else coming up on your neck of the woods. We'll make sure to get those announcements too. Let me see. And we'll present. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, so I changed it up a little bit this time. So those of you who are new to us with the Central Ohio Game Dev Group, or as we like to call COG, welcome. Thanks for coming by. I think I've seen a couple of you guys stop by and note that this is your first time meeting with us. So if you're not familiar with us, we're a Central Ohio Game Dev Group. So we help to support anything in terms of game development within centrally, as well as around Ohio and the Midwest. You may or may not have noticed that earlier this year we had a big event last weekend and the weekend before, actually the last couple of weeks, called GDEX. So at the beginning of the month, we actually did a big online game developer expo called the GDEX, or just GDEX, GDEX. So we did a lot of talks online and whatnot. And before then, we actually did a really cool 2-week game jam. So it was a very casual game jam. A lot of you were involved. We really appreciate that. Everybody that could participate. It was a lot of fun. It was our first year doing it, and it was a huge success. We had over 150 folks kind of come in and participate. We had over 23 submissions. So it was a lot of fun. It was like myself, Caleb and Scott kind of popped in from time to time. I was actually working with a programmer on the Discord channel, which is what we used to go in and talk to you guys in online person, I guess you would say. So it was a lot of fun. You made some really cool stuff. We did a review of it, and then we showcased it during the GDEX Expo, which was a lot of fun as well. So congratulations everybody that made it. If you're interested in that, let me see if I can find. I will post that soon in the YouTube chat channel of the submissions. So if you want to play any of the games that we actually had, you can actually see those as well. So I'll post that soon.
I'll tag on to that, Wes. I had the opportunity as one of the judges to go through, and I played all of the submissions, and there was absolutely quality stuff in there. I mean,
yes.
it was kind of the point where, as a judge, when you're judging a game jam, when you start getting to the point where you can actually make really nuanced critiques of something, that means that the game has reached a point of its development where it's possible to make that. Because it's kind of like, well, if it doesn't really work, if it's not really functional, and you're like, well, I see what you're going for. I see what you tried. Great job. But then once you get something that's really good, I can, as a judge, be like, well, this is all really good, and here's something you could think up for improvements, and here's the next thing you could try, and here's something you could start tuning up. When you start being able to get to that level, you've already got really good submissions, and there were a ton of those. So I had a lot of fun getting to play through everything.
Yeah,
and the creativity was top notch too. There were a couple of games that really took the theme in a very creative direction. And if you're interested, you can check them out, right? Right, Wes?
Yeah, they should be on the itch page, right?
Yeah, let me see if I
can
find it.
I'll do it. You continue on. I'll get the itch page up.
Caleb will find that. And there's a lot of really cool stuff. Like I said, we did a couple of things during that event. Kind of like what we. So it was a lot like what we did with Global Game Jam, but more like an online version. So we did have peer reviewers. Again, Scott and Caleb kind of helped from time to time on that. But just as well, we had game developer professionals come in and critique your games as well. So throughout the 2 weeks, they were able to come in and just kind of chat with you guys. So we had some folks from Finji Games. We had a guy that actually was a speaker for GDEX from the UK that runs his own game studio and game. I think it's just Jeff Games. It was really kind of neat because we were trying to coordinate like time zones and everything. Caleb and I were actually able to talk with him during some of the final critiques and judging sessions. We had some speakers come in. Uh, uh, we had Bex from Finji Games, who is like a producer and coordinator for their games. If you're familiar with some of their titles, uh, shoot, like off the top of my head, I can't remember. Always have a brain fart with names. That's why I got to write everything down. But anyways, they're really cool people. They like helping other developers, and she was able to kind of talk about what does it mean to support, create your game once it's kind of, or support your game after it's published or during it's being created. So if you go to the GDEX YouTube channel, you will see all those videos there. So if you miss them, there's one from Bex. There's also one from Marks Fitzpatrick, who's a professional local Columbus 3D artist. And he was able to showcase some VR AR facial capture demonstrations, which was really cool. So if you're interested in that, there's some really cool speakers there. And yeah, just had a lot of fun talking with you all. You all had like a really cool channel to kind of talk to with your teams as well as like interact with folks. Just as well, we sent out everybody that was involved via the emails on itch.io, different surveys. So if you had a chance to kind of go through that, thank you. But also, if you haven't, let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback. This is our first year, so anything we can get back in terms of feedback, just as a reminder, would really be helpful for us to even make this bigger and better next year. So we have a lot of good information there. And then just as well, if you did participate and you wanted to get the judges' feedback and critiques, just message us in YouTube channel or in our Discord, which is actually up on screen. If you're not a part of that already, let us know. My name is, I'll write it right here, Wolfgamer. So you can message me on Discord. And I'd be happy to help you out. If you're part of a team or had any questions for us, let us know. So, cool. Without further ado, we'll keep moving into some initial announcements. So up on the screen, there's some more, information about who we are. But the big ones are just always like, we are still working on doing online events. I could tell that for the most part, I think we're going to be doing everything online through the end of the year. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're planning things out, which is kind of neat because, you might be out and about and or staying at home or busy doing whatever. So feel free to chime in. If you see our meetup events, you always see all our events. So you can kind of jump on in. We're always going to be posting those YouTube links on those descriptions. Or if you want to like present, during certain times, like this event is for presenting your game development concept or idea. They have a Google form that you can fill out and kind of showcase there. So in November, we're going to have, well, I guess that's the second Friday. I should have put this third Friday. Yeah. So Prototype and Play is the second Friday of the month, but it is correctly November 13th from 6 to
Can
9
I talk?
p.m.
Can I
Yep.
talk about that for a minute? Yeah.
Yes.
So prototype and play. Sorry, not yeah. So the Let's Play that we work with is we try to make it the third Sunday of every month, but when things work out so that the second Friday happens just before the third Sunday, we try to bump it the next week just because we don't want to do a Friday to Sunday back to back kind of thing, just to kind of like have a little bit of space there. Now, I've been previewing this a little bit, teasing it a little bit in October and November, or September and October Let's Plays. But I'm really excited because I'm going to be bringing in a guest, a star for our next Let's Play. So we are going to be taking a look at a game that this gentleman was actually involved largely in helping to develop. The game is Wasteland 3. which recently just came out. If you haven't played it, you can definitely check it out. I know it's on Xbox Game Pass as well, and the person we're going to be working with, I hate to say interview because it's more of like a casual conversation about the design process of the game. But George Zeitz, who is the founder, one of the three founders of the company Digimancy, which I actually work for. So it's my boss. George Zeitz is going to come join us on our Let's Play, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk through his journey with that game, and I'm really excited about it. So definitely join us. I'm going to have more promotional material about it. I'll be posting about it, more details, but I'm really excited about that. Definitely be looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds like it's going to be pretty amazing, and also it sounds like it's going to be a really good, engaging conversation that I would imagine a lot of us can chime in on. So that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. That sounds awesome.
I'm super pumped. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so definitely don't miss that. And I actually just impromptu like changed those dates and added in Wasteland 3. So I switched over.
Ooh.
We're live. So
Nice.
you should now see the updates. But what we've got is the prototype and play the second Friday of the month. That's our usual time. We actually had to change these last time, which is why those were there. That was my mistake. We had to change them last time because of the GDEX Game Expo had pushed stuff down. But yeah, prototype and play is the second Friday of the month. We actually just do that in our Discord. We might try something new, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But for right now, what we do is we just chime in, and if you're interested in showcasing a game or a game development concept, we from 6 to 9 p.m. let us know. We'll give you like a role in there so that you get your own chat channel and voice channel to talk to developers throughout the night, or participants, I would say. So anybody is invited to go. Anybody is invited to present. We would love to have as many people as we can. I know last time we had a ton. We had like potentially like up to like 7 people on and off throughout the night. So thank you for stopping by. It's a great way to meet people, talk with folks, and actually just get feedback on your game, which is really important as you're starting to develop stuff. But it's also good to catch up with folks, just like this event will be. Once we kind of are done with our talks, we'll catch up afterwards and chat with you guys. So that's what that is. So it's a great way to showcase your game. The Let's Plays is like, something that, graciously and thankfully with, Scott and Caleb's help, especially, has been just,
Enthusiastically.
yeah, just this really cool program that we've been doing every third Sunday of the month. Again, sometimes fourth, depending on where it lands. Um, is a time for us to play different types of games that usually you guys vote for. This time, I think we're doing like a rare occasion where it's just going to be a fun um, uh, presentation of a game and getting feedback from actually one of the original developers. So if you're familiar with Wasteland, it's a really fun kind of like isometric. What would you call it? Like a Would you call it roguelike? I don't know.
No, it's more RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, isometric RPG
Yep.
in a, well, for lack of a better word, a wasteland of an
Yeah.
apocalyptic world. But there's lots of like robots, AI kind of enemies,
Yeah.
and cybernetic post-apocalyptic kind of stuff.
Very narrative, story driven, quest
Hmm.
driven. Really fun game. I've had the chance to play with that. Actually, Wasteland 3 was I got both the board game that came out and the and
I
the
didn't know there was a board game.
Kickstarter, which was really fun to kind of watch as they kind of release stuff. And they actually were able to, for the one of the first times, move to Unity as one of their engines. I don't know if they ended it with Unity, but they were like able to start it at least in that program. So be a lot of really good feedback to hear what you guys say about it when you play it on that Sunday. So definitely join us for that. That'd be a lot of fun. And then the last event is the GameDev Meetup, which is usually the last Saturday of the month, just like this one. That'll be November 28th. Um, and that is the same weekend as Thanksgiving, so that is a pending schedule. I think that we might, if I have anything to do with it, family pending, I will try to be there. I know that we're actually talking with some folks, um,
with Shawnee State. They're gonna try to showcase their students' games. So if you're not familiar with Shawnee State, it's actually a Southern Ohio college, university, well, college, and they are starting a new program actually with a good friend of mine from. Used to actually work as a concept artist from Volition Games. So if you're familiar with Marcus Sensi, he's done a couple of talks at GDEX as well. He's got a couple of his students that are working to showcase their game then. I told them it was a pending date, so they're definitely going to try to make the prototype and play and present their game there. And it's going to be kind of a neat showcase there, but definitely check it out. They've got a lot of really cool games that they're showcasing from Shawnee State. But they're going to at least be there for the prototype and play on November 13th, but also, hopefully they'll be there on November 28th as well. So a lot of jam-packed stuff in November. So if you've got some time and you've got nothing else you got going on, just again check out our meetup page. At thecog.com. All these events will be there. All the information will be there. And it'll be updated in real time. So if you ever have a question about what's going on, events-wise, that's a great place to start. And we'll update these as well. So you can always chat with us on our Facebook group channel. We've just always kind of had that, and it's a great way to kind of meet other different developers in a social networked way. Just got a lot of really cool people there that if you needed to kind of check out and see what they're doing, that's a great place to join us. Discord is another great place to talk with us in person. One of the things I always like to talk about is, and I'll kind of show this in real time. We actually have a couple of channels that we like to utilize, and just to kind of ignore all the other channels I have over here on the left. But we have our community category, and then there's actually a really good channel for dev help. So if you ever have questions about games throughout the day or whatever, we're always on here just kind of hanging out a little bit. There's people from the community that, kind of chiming in and seeing what's going on. That's a great place if you have questions like about Unity or Unreal or something like that, or a programming question, start asking there. And then if you guys get to a point where you really need to just kind of dive deep, ask somebody if they're willing to, take some time and go into our chat channel. So we have a couple of different voice channels. So the Peer 1 support, Peer Support 1, Peer Support 2 are great channels. We can add more if you guys need to, but they're just a great way to just log in, talk to people, share your screen like we're doing here, and just kind of go through whatever program you are going in and really get down to the nitty gritty. I would say be respectful of people's time. If you want help, just provide help, ask very specific questions. And we found that, a lot of you guys, and thankfully, a lot of you are really very helpful to us. A lot of different communities, and we appreciate that because we like to, kind of boast that our community is a very supportive community, very, helpful community. So you guys have, 5-star excelled in that realm. So we really appreciate it because it's a lot of fun to kind of see our communities grow and whatnot. So definitely use this if you need the support on working on something. We also have a music channel, which is could be any voice channel, but if you want to listen to some streamed music, we've got a robot that kind of helps us with that. All you have to do is I wonder if it's in here. Yeah, this music channel. So I've got the information up here, but basically if you just hit exclamation point and play and then paste in the URL like YouTube in there, it'll start streaming. And it'll stream into whatever voice channel you're in. We just like the music channel because that's an easy way for us to kind of start there. And but you can play it wherever you want. Sometimes I'll play like Fallout 3 stuff or something like that.
It was really funny. This was probably what, a month or two ago, and I think Wes was just playing around and turning on some music and stuff. And Scott and I both happened to just have our Discords open. We're like at our regular jobs, just doing
Oh
work.
yeah,
We
yeah.
see Wes listening to music, and we're like, so the three of us just popped to the channel, and we're listening to this very out of this world music channel from Fallout.
Yeah,
It was pretty special.
That was
it's
great. Yeah, that was a good day.
it's supposed to be like their radio channel, but it's also like kind of curated by people that kind of do voiceover, which is really fun. So it's a neat thing just to kind of stream. I mean, it's like old fashioned music, right? So it's like old 50s and 60s music. So it's easy to listen to. So yeah, I mean, feel free to do that if you're working throughout the day. Just kind of have some fun. Um, so cool. Let me make sure I have anything else, and I'll switch over. All right.
Well, I had my impromptu idea. Do you want me to talk about that an hour later?
It's coming up. Yes,
Okay.
it's coming up. Yep. So
Okay.
real
Great.
quickly, and I don't want to like spend too much time on this. Late start, long intro. So let's get them moving. So a couple of things I wanted to congratulate and thank you guys for. We're moving up in the COG members. Do definitely share uh, our meetup page. If you can, if you know somebody who's interested in game development, just let them know. Like, have them join our meetup page. We were nearly up to 2,000 members now, which is really cool. So even in like the day and age that we're in, like we're still growing. So we have thanks to everybody for who were able to submit new subs to our YouTube channel. We do now have a specific URL. So congratulations, everybody! We made it. We're over 100 subs now. So
We
and
did
if
it! Yay! You did it! You all did it!
so, yeah,
You did it!
it's
You did it! You did it!
so if you notice, it's youtube.com/c/the cog. So that's our custom URL. Um, they do say that they'll keep that up for the time being, although they did say maybe sometime they'll make people pay for it. I'm like, I hope not.
Oh
But for
no!
right now, it sounds like it'll be a lot easier than a bunch of random numbers and letters. So we got that. So two great things. We're continuing online efforts in Discord, doing more stuff in there, and then to be released a COG website. So just as a kind of like another thing as a short announcement, and I didn't prepare anything for this, but I know I wanted to let you guys know so that you're in the know about what's coming up. For those of you familiar with a lot of COG stuff, you do know that we do a lot of like different game jams and whatnot, and you may be kind of wondering what's happening with Global Game Jam. So if you haven't heard yet, Global Game Jam is going to be all online. I don't know if people are going to try to do it in person, but it's to Global Game Jam's standpoint that they are going to be promoting it to be online only. So that really won't change a whole lot, other than the fact that for those of you who actually were kind of in the know about like the experience that we had with the GDEX Game Jam, it'll be similar to that. I've actually
Are
been
we going to
talking.
use Jamio?
Maybe. I mean, Tom, I already talked to Tom, who was our programmer of Jamio, our Discord bot, and he said, he's interested in integrating those into a lot of different channels. And he said, hey, if you want to work with this, let us know. Um, but we got about 2 months, 2 3 months until we need to kind of figure that stuff out. But yeah, Jamio was really helpful. We would have to switch it up from it getting information from the itch.io page to the Global Game Jam website. But we take that out. I'm not really sure. We'll kind of figure things out, see what makes sense for Global Game Jam, because it is a different type of beast, so to speak. But a lot of that stuff in terms of submissions is all online. It always has been. You still form teams online. Um, but maybe we'll do something in Discord as a way to make it feel like more of interactive space. Um, right? Because that was always kind of the cool thing, is you kind of like slept overnight and kind of talked with people throughout the day and all that. So we'll try our best to kind of bring in that kind of experience too. So more to come with Global Game Jam. I mean, if I have it any other way, we're gonna have it this year, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we'll keep you posted. That usually tends to fall at the end of January. So keep tuned while we get you guys more updated information on that. And actually, I can kind of double check. Yeah, globalgamejam.org. Yeah, you can actually, yeah, it looks like you can start online now, so we may actually just do that. But it is going to be January 27th through the 31st. Yeah. So yep, so we'll create a site for you guys to join, and we'll give you guys more information as it becomes more clear what our approach is for the online streaming of content and whatnot. So cool. So we are going to still be online. We'll keep you posted, but as to our understanding that at least till the end of 2020, we're all going to still be online. We'll see how things go month to month. And then if you have any questions about holidays and whatnot that could be changing things, definitely go to thecog.com. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving. So today's presentations, we had our announcements. We're going to go over something cool, which some of you may or may not know, something called Gather Town. All right, so we're going to actually have a live experiment. We're going to send you guys a couple of links on the YouTube channel, and also I'm going to post it in the general Discord channel if people are kind of like mingling around there. But this will be kind of a cool experiment. It's basically an online, like interactive kind of pixel art top-down town that you can play around with an avatar and talk to people. So we're gonna showcase that a little bit. And then for those of you who are interested in hanging around a little bit longer, Caleb brought up a great idea. Why don't we try playing Among Us for a little bit? So if those of you who wants to play Among Us, you can play it both on your phone as an app or in Steam. So we'll get that coordinated in the general channel on Discord. So if you let me see if I can. Oh, well, hey, Scott or Caleb, would you be able to put the Discord link in the chat
Yeah,
channel?
I'll grab it.
Okay.
I'll grab it.
So we'll put that link in the chat channel on YouTube. So if you want to join us, we're going to be in the general channel on Discord on the COG Discord channel. So feel free to join us there if you want to play. We'll talk a little bit, catch up with folks, and then afterwards we'll play Among Us for those of you who want to play. And then yeah, so have a lot of fun stuff to do today. And let me double check the chat channel, just making sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, it looks like we got the GDEX Game Jam stuff. So if you guys are interested in playing those games, they're in the chat channel. Yeah. Oh, good. So there. So we do have video of these. We have both a live stream of all the games. We did the first half of the GDEX Game Jam games during our closing ceremonies. So that's on our. Let me just kind of find that real quick. So GDEX. There we go. There we go. All right. Cool. It's probably a better link, but this will work. So this is the GDEX YouTube. There. So you have the GDEX YouTube channel, which will include all the streams that we did for the Game Jam, as well as the streams of the games that you guys made, as well as kind of like we did an exhibitor like shortcut demo of all the different games that were there. So if you don't want to like watch the whole thing, you just kind of want to see a snippet of it. Really, really short. I think it's like maybe almost 2 minutes of all the games because there was a lot of them. But yeah, have fun looking at those, checking those out. And then double checking the chats. Cool. All right. Cool. All right. Sounds like we got a couple of things. And if you guys ever have, you want to showcase your game and just give up, updates, make sure in our Discord channel there's like a share your game channel. Just as well if you have an event or something that you want to share, there's always the general channel that you can always share stuff in. So definitely take advantage of our Discord channel if you have anything you want to share. Or there's random, right? Like if you just want to have some fun and post some stuff and just, kind of show something kind of funny or something like that. That's what we're here for. So cool.
Pictures of pets definitely appreciated.
Oh,
Always love to see all your
yes.
pets doing their pet thing.
I absolutely love that channel. So that one's a lot of fun. So
It's a popular one.
yes, it is. All right, cool. Well, without further ado, I'm going to switch this over to our faces. All right, cool. Let me exit this. And then I'm going to move into our, well, okay. Hold on a second. I'm going to push this here so that I can actually get a link.
We're always doing it live.
I know.
Oh, but just like I'm excited about this next part. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be really fun.
So
Me too.
we're gonna move into the Gather Town.
We are looking for audience participation.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it could be just Scott, Caleb, and I. But for the most
No,
part,
audience participation
No.
is
Yeah,
required.
we want
completely
more
agree.
people.
I completely agree.
All right. Cool.
Game demands that you must participate.
Yes. All right. So, I'm gonna kind of move through here, and I'm going to load something. So we've got. Here, I'll just kind of show it. It'll make more sense. And then I'll post
just
it.
jump into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the channel. So this is the demo that we're gonna start with, and then let me go ahead and stream that. Let's see. All right.
Screens around here.
Cool. Let's see if it starts working. I'll full screen that. Maybe. Okay. Well, this is a Discord thing, so give me 1 second. I'm going to leave and come back, and we'll try again.
That's amazing.
All right. Let's try one more time. There we go. Cool.
Well, so actually, Wes, I don't think you need to stream it to us. You just need to.
Well,
Just put it through OBS.
I do want to stream it because I want to record it. Oh wait,
Right,
do you mean? Oh, I see what you mean.
Just stream the website itself.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Not sharing it via Discord.
Right. So
Right.
I can do. I'm trying to remember which one. Oh, I guess I can just do that. I got to remember what my cards are for. Yeah, it went fine. Cool. And let's do this. Let me see if that works for you all.
I'm watching, seeing if it's streaming.
All right. So you'll see that.
Okay, there it is. There it is. I
Works.
see it.
Yep.
Good. And
Yay!
cool. My audio is off. All right. So cool. So this is just a website. It's called GatherTown. So gather.town. So it's kind of like if you ever played like the original Pokemon game, like just kind of an avatar. Looks like we got somebody else coming in. Cool, cool. So this is kind of their demo. We're going to showcase a room that we made with Cog. But basically the idea is that this is kind of like a way to interact with people. I wonder if I can. Oh, wrong button.
If you turn off your video feed on Discord, you'll get it back in GatherTown.
Oh, gotcha. Let me see.
In theory.
Boop. Boop. Cool. All right. In theory.
I see Scott. I see Scott on the wrong
good.
microphone.
Good. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think that's why I was
The wrong
having an
camera.
issue. I
Yep.
never got it to work before the stream. Cool. So if you noticed, we did send a link in the. Oh, I hear an echo. Is that me, or is that?
If you do join us here, can you mute your microphone? Just at least during the stream. That way we can.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So let me kind of go over what this is and kind of some of the different features in here. So GatherTown is an online kind of like avatar-based environment where you can go in, talk to people. If it's like this, where it's a public link, Anybody can join and leave as they need to. You'll notice that as I'm walking towards and away from people, they're popping up here at the top. That's because you're able to communicate with people in distance. So one of the things that we were thinking about doing is being able to use this for something like a prototype and play, where you can actually almost have an online virtual environment to talk to people and see things. So if I wanted to like actually stream a game, you'll notice down here at the bottom there's a tray of different tools. One of them being like, a stream whatever. So, I've got my OBS working here. I got my Chrome stuff. I've got all kinds of applications, so you can stream a lot of different things. Whoa. Did not want to actually stream anything. Well, it's in beta. It did anyways. Okay, anyways. So it isn't, okay, it is, I will say it isn't the cleanest app, but for what it does, it's pretty cool. So we're definitely earmarking this because this could be pretty neat. If you want to actually change your avatar, so I've got this little blonde dude. In that tray again, at the bottom left corner, you can change your character. They actually have some new ones for Halloween at the far end. You can change your shirt. You can change your character, but if you change your character at the very end, there's some Halloween ones. So I was thinking about like maybe I can be like a vampire. There we go. Cool. Now I'm a vampire. Want to suck your blood. Okay, cool. So you have also these dotted lines, and you can actually create your own rooms too. So what we're thinking about doing is either doing themed rooms, which we're going to show you with the cog one. You'll see over here on the left side, there's a couple of different rooms and environments that I actually have access to. One of them is the cog. This one actually is Cleveland. When I was talking to you before, there's a meetup that they did, and we were able to kind of chat with some of those guys and gals. There's the live walkthrough, which is the same thing as this one. I'm going to remove that because that way I don't get confused. But you can add more rooms. And then in those rooms, you can actually make more rooms. So which I'll show you here in this one. So if I went up to the doorways that lead to the other rooms, you'll see that it takes me and teleports me into a new room. And you can upload and add different sprites here. If we give you access to build, right now, this room, none of us have access to build anything in here because this isn't one that we created. This is a demo that they presented on their website. But if you actually make your own room, you can actually make your own sprites, which is why I was saying before, like, it'd be kind of cool to make our own thing. But you'll notice that there's other, areas that are labeled as private spaces. So if you actually enter into this private space, it'll actually showcase, anybody that's in here can talk to each other. Now you can't hear anything because we turn our mics off to prevent echoing. But anybody in this space can hear other people. But something else you can do as well, if say someone is like presenting something, I can go in and say, I don't know, like Scott, I can make you a spotlight, which means that they can actually be the only one people hear, which is really good for like an auditorium-like feel. So if you want someone to be the main person that they can talk to, you can make them the spotlight person. Then you can unspot them. So that is a great way to kind of like if you were doing a presentation or whatnot. There's a lot of really good tools here in the participants panel on the far right that you can use. There's a chat channel in here, so you can talk to people. And you can do a lot of things. Now there is an admin version, like I said before, and an unadmin version. So depending on if you're the one that made the room, or for us when we have our cog room, which we're going to show you here in just a little bit, we'll have different access, to do different things, whether that's building new content, or as you can see like band players. I don't know why that won't go away, but just some other different things. I can make a mod, all that kind of good stuff. So there's a lot that we can do here. Let's just say I want to know where Duke is, right? And I'm like, well, I don't see them here. Well, I see them now. But if I was like all the way over here and I was like, hey, where did he go? Or she, or whoever. I can actually click on their name and say locate, and it'll actually create for me a line. And right now it's a purple line.
Oh, that's
And
really
it'll
cool.
show me exactly where he is. He's trying to get away from me. But it's kind of cool because it dynamically creates this line so that I can figure out where they
Ah,
are. So if
that is
especially
a
if they're
legit cool feature.
yeah, it's really helpful, especially if people like have the same avatar. Like I'm assuming a lot of people want to be monsters this time of year. So if you don't even know where their name is, it's a really easy way to find them. And then I can hit stop locating, and that line will go away. Now I did notice that, or Scott noticed that it didn't like go away for him. So again, there's some bugs that they have to kind of work out, but for right now, it's kind of nice. The one caveat,
Actually, I think I was just being dumb and I couldn't find the stop locating button.
oh yeah,
I
it's
think it
over
was just
here.
me.
Mine worked, Scott.
Yeah, it's over here on the right side.
It
For
was
that.
Works on
operator
my
error.
machine.
It was operator error
Yeah.
all the way.
So you'll notice that there's certain things that you can interact with. So this X button, press X down here by your little tool set at the bottom of your screen. If I hit X, you can do different things. Like this plays a video that gives you, like, this is a tutorial. This is a demo tutorial. So it actually has a video that they stream. It is a YouTube video, but there's a lot of things you can put in here. So let me see if I can find a different one.
Somewhere in one of these rooms was a Tetris game, which I was having fun with.
Oh yeah. So they have different games. There's a Tetris
I think
game.
it's multiplayer too.
Yeah.
Well, because
So
Let's do it.
You can iframe stuff, right? Because
Yes.
you can just like reference anything.
it pretty much, there are some websites that don't work. Like our COG meetup page doesn't work. So that's something to keep in mind. Let me see if I can. There we go. So now I'm playing Tetris, and I'm trying to figure out the controls. I had them.
All arrow keys.
Okay, yeah, but I don't know why I'm
Doesn't
just
seem
not
to
good
be
at
working
Tetris.
for me.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, I'm really bad at this game. That's okay. Who am I? Am I playing?
You're playing against me.
Oh, I'm gonna lose. I need a line piece. Line piece.
Line piece.
I love that. I love that meme. Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Anyways, but you get the idea. There's a couple of different games in here. And then I can just close out the X.
Aww.
I know. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. So let me show you some more things that you can kind of think of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I've just been playing around with this a little bit. I played around with it right after we kind of learned about it, and so I had previously heard from Chris, actually, who was one of the judges, that apparently in Germany every year there's a huge, massive game developer conference.
Is it
And
Gamescom? I think.
Gamescom, yeah,
I think.
and they created their own. Basically, they created an
Yeah.
application where they could create virtual booths and people could walk around and go to them.
I did test that. It's still live. It's like a web
Oh,
app.
is it?
It's
Okay.
isometric, but
Yeah,
it's a similar idea. But because the expo is over, there's no one there.
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So there's an entry room which I then also don't know how to get back to once I leave it. But there's an insurance room where you can talk to some of the developers, like an avatar that you can talk to, a couple of avatars. But there's like this huge, it looks like an overworld exhibitor map, but there's like no one there. So like you can't.
Well,
But it's cool. It's really cool.
it was a really cool concept. I was like, man, this would be if somebody could figure out how to really make and reuse this. I mean, this could be such a huge tool. And then we found out about Gather,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is the tool. This is the
Yes.
same exact thing. Yeah, it's definitely unwieldy. Some of the pricing is a little expensive, though. What I did actually see, so the base plan, you can only have 25 people for free
Right.
active within the room at the same time. But what the pricing scheme is, you can actually set up pricing. It's per user, but you can do it for like specific amounts of time. So you can say like 2 hours, or you can do
Mhm.
like 1 day, and so you can actually you don't have to pay for this long-term subscription thing that's always active. You can, but you can actually do just Hey, so I'm almost thinking about this for like if we wanted to do global game jam, we could buy 2 days worth
Mm-hmm.
of however many we needed, and
Yeah.
then people's entry fees for game jam would just go to cover the cost of the gather space, and then
Yeah.
we could have this virtual meeting space. I don't know, just ideas like that. I'm starting to like think
Right.
through of like this is interesting. This is a platform that there's possibilities for what we could do, things we could do. So
Ex-
I don't know. It's interesting.
exactly. Yeah, and it's pretty neat. I mean, like I think that we can make it work. Right now, like I said, it's got some little bugs here and there. But as you can, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. I think the big thing with us is like we have like say for example prototype and play, or we got the game jam, and those are great. But like if I was like, hey, I want to see what so and so is working on. This is a shared co-working space. If someone in here, like this little square is like their private room to talk to. So when I'm in here, you see at the bottom says you've entered a private space. That means that whatever they're talking about in here, like you see the video up here where I can kind of talk to Scott because he's the spotlight. And actually, I wonder if I can unspotlight him. Okay, so now I'm in the mode where anybody that I'm near, uh, as I go away, they leave, so I can't see them anymore. But if I get
And you can
closer to
actually change
Caleb,
that. You can change the interaction range. It's the little
yeah,
circle guy at the bottom.
yep. So I can make it bigger or smaller depending on how far I want. So if I need to be really close to Caleb, actually I have to be in there. Hey, Caleb, can you move out of the? Yeah. So if see if I can. I don't know. Maybe one more step, maybe.
Oh no, maybe at the smallest you can't interact with
Oh,
anybody.
yeah. I think you're right. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Because now I can see you, and if I move like one out, it starts to really dither away. So that's kind of the neat thing, is it does change the distance, or you can be in a room where that's the only people that you can talk to, which could be really neat if you want to like join a team space and see what they're working on. Like I said, you can share your screen at any time. If someone has a question, you can raise your hand and you can say, "Oh, hey," then we could actually see that in the chat channel and be like, "Oh, hey, I need to find so and so," and then I can click on them and I can like locate them and answer their question in real time. So yeah, this is really cool. A lot of possibilities, and what's neat is like one of the things we're thinking about is making in our cog space, make it look like the Idea Foundry, which is the co-working space that we have done events before, and kind of like moving that into something that people can kind of go in and kind of feel like they were like when we were all in person, right? So there's a lot of options like I don't know if they have it here. Let's see what this is. Yeah, they have like a whiteboard. It looks like wow, it looks like people have already been in here.
And eventually this becomes Ready Player One. You know,
Right, right, exactly.
this is how it all happens.
This is the precursor to the Oasis. Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
the Oasis. That's what it was. I couldn't remember. Yes, the precursor to the Oasis. Eventually, this is all going to be in VR,
Oh yeah.
and
So yeah, so this is really cool. A lot of opportunities, and then there's also like, and imagine like maybe there's a world space or like overworld if you're like used to video games where you're going from one town to another. There's ideas there. So if I hit the enter key, I'm actually moving to a new space. Well, I guess this is a website, but
yeah, I think that takes you to websites.
yeah.
Oh, but you are now gone. You're no
Well, I just have to go
like
back.
left. You left the Nether,
There we go.
or
I'm
maybe you
back.
entered the Nether.
I'm back. Okay. So cool. So yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff there. So now what I'm going to do, so there's a lot of demos. So if you want to check this out, their website, uh, actually, let me just go to Gather Town. Uh, their website has the official demo right on the front page. So enter official demo. You'll see probably what would be a sample, a different room, but the same like information. There's other different towns that you can go to. And they kind of give you an idea what it looks like if it was a university versus like an expo or whatever. It's really cool. It just kind of came out, about a couple months ago. But definitely we're looking into because I think it could be a lot of fun to kind of work in. So now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and join our cog channel. So let me go ahead and find that. Give me one moment while I like do a thing. and I will post this in the chat. So if you guys want to join our personal COG channel, I just post that in the YouTube. And I'll actually post that in the general channel too. Sorry, I did say I was going to do that, and I did not.
Come on, take.
I know. All right, cool. So now, if you'd like to join us, we are moving to the COG channel.
Having trouble. It's not letting go.
Not letting go of the other
Yeah, it
channel.
says awaiting audio and video permissions. It's like,
Oh.
come on.
Maybe try reloading the page.
Yeah, I've already tried
Or
that.
just try killing your browser.
Yeah, always a couple of funky glitches, huh?
Yeah.
Throw the nuclear bomb at it. Shut it down. Turn it back on again.
Yes. Correct.
Unplug it and throw it across the room. It actually might be pretty hard because it's my tower is not insubstantial.
So while Caleb's kind of making his way in, or if you guys want to join us in the COG channel, so this is a template. There's a lot of different templates. There's even ones that's like a park or a college or even just like a small like business office. This one I thought was fun because it's it kind of looks like a little business place that you would see in like Pokemon or whatever. But they have little areas that you can go in and sit down and talk to people. I am still working on the build part, which I'm going to show you guys here in just a little bit what it looks like. It isn't the most intuitive. I'm hoping they fix that. But for right now, yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, nice. That's what I forgot. So how do you change your name? I think it's when you hit the more settings, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's down by more
Yes.
settings.
So
Yep,
it's
the
this
first option.
right. It's this gear icon, and you can change your name here. So I can call myself Poopy Pants. So now I'm Poopy Pants. Okay. So
Keep it clean, Wes. Keep it clean.
Yeah.
what we
Thanks
call
for thank
clean
you,
Poopy
Wes, for
Pants?
setting such a great precedent.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, if you're not having fun, what's going on?
I was a little scared when we saw that whiteboard and we could draw on it. I was a little scared.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
that's
You're
true.
right. That is something that we say in a lot of these events. This is a family-friendly. COG is a family-friendly event. Please do keep that in mind. We will bring down the hammer if we need to. We haven't really needed to that much.
I'm gonna bring the hammer down.
But yeah,
No, actually, you're right, Wes. We've never really had to exercise that authority. Everyone's been really great.
hey, you guys are really good. So, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Just there could be parents with kids coming in, and you just want to make sure that they're, in a friendly environment, just as well with other people too. Maybe they don't want to see that or hear that. We say our funny running gag is like, if your grandma wouldn't want to see it or hear it, you wouldn't say it to your grandma, then probably don't. Cool. So, something else that we're working on. So I kind of created this little portal. So here in the entrance, when you come in, there's this little door on the far left side. It takes you to a room, and here's like a whiteboard. So if you hit X, it actually takes you to the GDEX page. So anything with like an iframe, it usually does pretty well with. Our COG page for Meetup page didn't really load well for some reason. But it's kind of neat. You can add things in here. So these could be like one-off rooms, or if we want to make them later into like your own office, right? Or maybe they're prototype and play and you have your own game. These could be kind of neat areas. But just as well, we could also make them in areas with text, little one-off rooms that you guys can chat in, or if you want to share your game in, we can do that too. So if you have ideas of what you want in here, I think we're going to kind of design this initially as what the Idea Foundry looks like. So that'll be some fun times there. But we're going to try to make that, and then if you have ideas of what you want to post there, or if you have like artwork that you want to post up, let us know. We'll put them in here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is kind of show you what it looks like. There's two different build modes. So there's a build mode. You'll notice down here, maybe you made it. Guys.
That was fun.
Too much fun.
What a bit of fun.
So So
you ever wanted to play Pokemon, like old school Gen 1 Pokemon with your friends, this is it right
oh
here.
yeah, yep,
I need a
absolutely.
bicycle. Somebody get me a bicycle.
Oh, they're over here to the right.
Oh, no way! Oh my gosh!
Wait, can you actually use them?
You
Oh
can't
man,
No,
that'd
actually
be funny.
you
use them.
can't
That
use
is
them.
so
Someday.
disappointing. Oh my
Someday.
gosh.
But yeah, um, so yeah, there is a mini map that you can use, which will kind of show you everything in the map itself. That's in that one, right? It's not going to show the one that we went to unless you're in that room. There is a little build mode. So what this does is it's kind of like a little shortened version of. I think I have like different decorations. Like so, if I wanted to put a jack-o'-lantern in here, right? You know, I could put one on this desk. Let me see if I can place
Yeah,
it.
I will admit, the build features a little clunky.
Yeah, they
I
are.
felt.
They're definitely. So if I hit, is it X space? Oh, space. Okay, there you go. I had no idea.
Ooh.
All right, so that's kind of a neat.
Lantern Jack.
I didn't want to erase. I just want to. Oh, if I did click it again, now it's there. So now I can build that, right? So you can build a whole room out, but then there's actually like a build room, and I think this is. I don't know if you guys have access to this or not. Do you guys have that little hammer icon in here, Caleb and Scott?
I
Oh,
do
hold
not
on.
know.
Okay, so
I
I'll have
have
to.
the icon, but I
I
don't have
have
permission.
right. It's
Oh,
disabled
okay.
by owner. Yep.
Yeah, I don't. I don't think I'm doing. I'm not doing that on purpose. I think it's just
I'm
by
not doing it on
default.
purpose, I swear.
But I wonder if I make you moderator, if that will change that. Does that change that icon? Now that you
So
guys are
far, no.
okay, we'll have to figure it out. Um, but if I look into the gear icon, there is yeah, a lot of different stuff. Okay, so there is a edit map mode. Um, so I can actually go in here and edit more stuff if we want to. Um, and this is kind of where we'll go in and actually move the tiles around, and if you were to actually make your own map, you could do it this way. You can share your map. You can upload a foreground or a background image. Um, you can
Hmm.
add your own objects. So right now I just have these, but if I wanted to add another one, I can hit the plus sign, and there's other ones that they provide. So there's like furniture and decorations. But what's also kind of cool is like there's like interactive ones, right? So there's a static object versus a interactive object. So there, for example, the TV is a video object. So that's an interactive object. So that's where you can like stream a video channel or whatnot. Um, there's a productivity
Oh,
one, so you
that's
can do an
cool.
external call.
Like
There,
have our stream up
yeah,
on, and people could just like hang out and watch the stream together.
yeah,
Anyway,
and
sorry.
it's like the external call is also for when you want people nearby to be able to enter a Zoom call, for example. Um, I don't know if that's exclusive to Zoom, but maybe that's probably just what they were able to do. But that would be pretty neat too. They have a whiteboard, which I think I showed in the demo room, a shared document. So if you guys want to share and work on stuff together, these are just embedded pages. They have games, so they have chess, poker, uh, Scribble, Sudoku. We saw Tetris, which was a lot of fun. They have conference rooms, so if you have things that you just kind of want to post some like booths or whatnot, they have some default non-interactable objects there. They have text, so if you want to just put a text to label things, but you can also create a new one. So I like uploaded this. I'm not going to upload this one because this pumpkin was ginormous, but just keep in mind, I think that each tile is probably like 64 by 64 pixels. Um, so if you want to place one, just make sure that it's that size. I have to double check on that, but that's how you can upload your own content and then place them where you want to.
Hmm,
So there
disgusting.
are objects that we were looking at, and then there's tiles. So if we go to tile mode, there's 5 different modes. So there's impassable. So basically, it prevents my character from moving So you notice that the entire outside wall is impassable, so I don't move off the
Getting
screen.
strong RPG Maker vibes here.
Yeah. Yep. If you're familiar with
Exactly.
RPG
Yeah.
Maker, it's very much like that. Oh, okay. There is a spawn tile, so you notice that people are spawning right here in these two tiles. I actually saw Duke's question, which I'm going to respond here in just a sec, I think. There is a portal tile, so that's kind of what I have here. That's what allows me to move. It's actually called bathroom right now. It's not a bathroom, but it's just a separate room, so that's how I can teleport to different rooms. It's a little bit wonky. Basically, the way that it works is that you create your spawn tile, and then it asks you what room you want to go to. So I go in here, and then it spawns you where you put a spawn tile. So without a spawn tile, it can actually move you there. And then I basically have more portable tiles here in the back. So when I move back, it moves me back to this room. There's a private space tile, and you'll notice that there's a number. I actually have to remember how to move left and right. I guess that doesn't matter, but you'll notice that these private tiles allow you to change the ID. Again, there's a little bit clunky, so I don't know exactly how to change the number, but the number represents what you can hear. So anything with a 0, if you enter into 0 zone, anybody with inside that 0 zone can be heard.
Oh
You don't
wow,
have
that's cool.
Yeah, so you don't have to be in proximity with them, which is what you usually have by default. Anything in that's what makes this private zone a private zone is the number. So in this one zone, anybody in the one zone in that room, you could literally put them everywhere, and you have zeros everywhere, and you could hear anybody in those locations. But in this area, it kind of makes sense to have that. And then there's a spotlight tile, so anybody that walks in that spotlight can be heard from anywhere. Um, so if
Oh, neat.
so if you wanted someone to step on an
So you could
auditorium
create a
here,
stage or an auditorium. Yeah, exactly.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so something that somebody, let me see, there's tile mode, furniture mode. Yeah, so there's some icons up here. Oh, that's right. So this is the hand mode. This is what allows me to drag around so I can go to other different locations. There's a cursor mode, so that's what allows me to select a tile. And maybe I want to change some properties about it or learn more about it. And then there's the tile mode, which allows me to add more tiles to that. And then there's furniture mode, which allows me to add these like different, like I saw that jack-o'-lantern or all these different items. Allows me to place that. I actually should probably change that to, oh, it is impassable. Okay, cool. So there's a tile mode. You can add different tiles in there. And then there's an eraser mode. So if I wanted to erase anything, I could do that too. What I would say is a very important thing is that when you're done, make sure you hit the save button. If you do a bunch of stuff and don't
No.
hit that save button, it will not save your progress.
Oh no.
So
It's an online tool that doesn't save persistently.
well, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they just did that just to be safe.
It is something in development, right? It's something that they're still working on, right?
Yeah. So just make sure you save. Otherwise, it will not save your content. But in general, that's usually what I would say. And then what's kind of cool is then you can save this out if you want to, and you can share it. And it's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty simple. You can add more rooms here if you want. I don't know. Happy
Backing
place.
up a little bit, that save button does make sense because Caleb and I are still in this workspace.
That's true.
Yes.
So
Oh,
if
yes.
you put a table like on top of me,
Right.
you would want those saves to go all in at once, not
that
piece
could
by
be
piece.
that could be a fun game, right?
Yeah.
How many tiles can we get? All right. So yeah, so you can create a room by hitting this plus sign next to rooms, and I hit happy place. Play. You can start blank or you can start with a template. So the templates are kind of cool, and if you make a new world or new room, it'll start you with this anyways. But you can do like an apartment, you can do a bar, beach, beer garden, a lot of cool things. Empty tiles. You can start from blank if you want to as well and kind of go from there. But yeah, in general, there's a lot of really cool things you can add. And then basically, when you use the portal tile, that's where you can teleport between those rooms in here. So cool. So I did notice Duke had a question, so I do want to get to that. He said, is there a scripting interface so that you can have things like a scavenger hunt or other interactive gameplay mechanics? I do not think they have anything as far as I can tell. I do have to do a bit more research. But I think in general, yeah, I don't think they have any scriptable tiles. If they did, it would probably be here. So that's a good question, but I don't think they
Yeah,
do.
I was looking for it, but I don't see nothing is standing out to me as being that.
Right.
I would imagine that it's in their scope, or at least in a future scope, because this is ripe for something like that.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, at that point, you've almost got a game engine.
Exactly.
And
They practically have one now.
and with that, they would probably need to create a library so people can use that to create whatever scripts they need. So I'm pretty
Unless
sure.
they mostly kept it like a visual scripting language.
True.
They could do
Mhm.
Yeah.
that.
True.
If this, then that kind of thing.
Like a
Mhm.
code block thing or something, or
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and move back. So if I hit this little, some people call like a hamburger button, the top
Now,
left, and go
though,
to the,
I did just put something together though. So you can create iframes, right? So you can reference a website. So
Oh,
if you
yes.
built something external to it,
yeah,
True.
you could build anything, right? You
you could.
could create any secondary or third party website scavenger hunt. You could hook into anything.
Yeah, so you could, you could put interactive objects.
And you could each of those little things could have a special. They could point to their own website, but have a special URL parameter on it.
right.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
interact in a certain way and have your user tied to it. I'm sure you can
Mhm.
pass in a URL. You do all sorts of different things.
Yeah, you could definitely do
Separately.
something. You
Yeah.
could get creative anyway.
And
Yeah.
it's to my understanding, let me double check. Because I think that when you're building an interaction, if I remember right, I can actually double check if I go in here. Hit X to go to the GDEX site. I think, let me double check. I'm going to edit map. Okay. Bathroom. Oh, hi. Yeah. That just moved. Okay. So you can do a couple of things when you're creating your object. So this one in particular is what's called an embedded website object. So this is where you might find it to be really useful to maybe add a URL. You can change the object active time and date. So they're definitely thinking about like an expo like concept or whatnot. You can add an icon. So what I did was actually use their GDEX icon in this one because it goes to the GDEX website. So that's the loading icon. The default one is like their like weird looking grape icon that they have. And then you can do an active highlight. You can change the map image if you want to. So the background, you can change the active distance. And then there's preview text, which I don't know why it's so hard for me to see. Wonder if I go to full mode. There you go. Okay, full mode. So you can change this text down here where it says press X to go to the GDEX website. Now they will need to use X to activate that. I don't know if you can change that input command. So you probably still want to have that, but maybe you have, like you were talking about, a scavenger hunt. Like maybe you want to have something where there's a bunch of items and you want to search, is this the item? Is that the item? Then you could probably like, you have something there where it's like, hey, this is the correct website and congratulations, you did it. And there's a couple
Oh,
other
here's an
tiles.
idea. Here's an idea. You could do something where like you had built little games or something like that at different websites, and then you'd have places where you'd go. You'd have to like play a little mini game, and you beat the mini game, and then that would give you a clue to where the next thing is, and you could like go through and you could like collect the clues and things.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's great.
Sorry. It
No,
was
that
fun.
makes sense. Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, I guess you can be creative There's a lot that you can potentially do with the embedded page. If I were to create a new one, right? Like if I just said I wanted this plant to be in here, but I want it to be, you can either do an image poster, so it show an image, a video, no interaction, which is the default, embedded website, or external call. So if you're creative about these objects, you could probably make something pretty neat. Probably the most expansive one is the embedded website. But yeah, you could potentially do a scavenger hunt. I don't think it'll be as custom as you may want it to be. But I think if you're creative enough, you could definitely do it. So yeah, good
And
question.
again, at least not now. I'm sure they have a gazillion ideas that they're running through,
Right.
and they're probably they've got their immediate checklist that they're working on.
Yeah.
I would imagine custom scripting is on there somewhere, just not an immediate need.
Yep. For sure. And it's funny because my cat just joined me and I can't see the chat channel anymore. He's right in front of my monitor. Okay. So going into edit mode should bring you into a separate room. Yes.
Oh, Caleb, you're trapped.
I seem to be
Oh
trapped.
no!
Are you?
No!
Me. Yeah, now we just need a combat system and loot. I agree. That would be awesome. Well, I mean, yeah, like an embedded website, you can make a,
and all of a sudden it becomes an MMO.
Well, I got a question. Is Unity when you create a WebGL export, is that an iframe, or I wonder if that
Well,
would
you
even
can
work.
put anything in an iframe. I mean, an iframe is
Yeah.
just an embedded web page. So,
Right.
I mean, if you put something on itch that was web based, if you put
True.
anything up on a website, you can embed it in an iframe.
That's ideas, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Ideas. That's really cool.
with that iframe, you can do just about anything you want.
Yeah. So here's the breakdown. So I think we got everything I could kind of think about. I don't want to take too much more time because I think we've gone through everything. But here's the caveat: it's 25 people or more, which I think with a lot of our online events recently, I don't think that's a big issue. I don't know what happens when you have more than 25 people. Probably just something that says, "Hey, they can't enter." Not
Yeah,
really sure.
probably. Let me guess.
But for the time being, this could be pretty neat to do some small events. So if you're interested in, I think what we're going to try to do is do a test on this with our prototype and play coming up in November,
Yep.
just to see how it works. We're going to try to change the room content. If you want to be a part of this building process, let me know. I think what we're going to try to do is build out. I got to get a map of, or at least what I kind of remember the Idea Foundry being. Maybe I'll stop by there and take some pictures or something. But rebuild that room, and then if you want to add some things to it, like say if this is one of the rooms, and you want to like go to a different room and you want to build a room out yourself, let me know. I like to try to figure out how to give people building access, so I got to look that up. But that could be a lot of fun, right? So maybe that's something that we kind of look more into. If you want to help build it out, maybe we can work it out and figure out how to get that to work. So if you want to make your own room, maybe that'd be kind of something neat to add, or maybe there's a poster you want to post up or something like that. That'd be kind of fun. So any way you want to be involved, I think this would be kind of cool. I think Caleb's trying to trap me or something.
Like, Scott, come over here. Let's trap Wes in one of these rooms.
I think he left us.
Oh, he did. Didn't
I did. I was playing Tetris, but this sounds more fun. I'm on my way.
All right. Okay, cool. So yeah, make your own worlds. Join our world. We'll post this up some other place. We'll keep building onto this. I have to kind of parse it down a little bit because there's a lot more here than I think we need, but it's just kind of a fun thing. I could definitely see this as almost being like the kitchen. Or no, this is the bathroom, isn't it? You guys.
Oh, he got out.
Funny. So, all right, cool. Anybody else have any other questions? I think it's about as much as I can answer. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, definitely check us out. We'll post this on Discord. We'll post this on the Facebook page. And yeah, we'll try to do this during prototype and play and see how it works. Maybe we'll do it during a GameDev Meetup. We'll see. We'll see how it works. I think getting to know this will be kind of fun because then you all will get to know it, and then maybe if you want to start to use it, if it is helpful for different events. But yeah, I think this has a lot of potential. And maybe we can actually join the Cleveland group because, like I said, they have the Cleveland Game Devs group. Maybe I can get Cincinnati to join us, and maybe we can do some together collaborations in person.
Yeah,
Online.
that would be great. That would be
So
fantastic.
cool. All right. So without further ado, I think I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to us.
All right.
Probably need to.
Switch our cameras.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Let's see
I
if it
can figure
works.
out how to do that.
There we go.
Yeah, victory.
Mine's thinking about it. I think it's having a hard time. All right. Hold on. Let's try this again.
Hi, Wes.
I know. It was spinning. It's still spinning.
Mine does that too. every
Oh,
once in a
I know
while.
why. I know why. I think it's because
You gotta turn. Yeah, you gotta turn off your camera in. I see it's still on. There you go.
Yeah. Now let's try. Maybe. Am I in another one? Oh, it might be in another one. Hold on. I have 3 open. Holy cow. Okay. How about now?
Well, turn it off and then back on.
I guess. Wait. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, I see a light. There we go. Okay, cool.
Yay!
Hooray! Technology.
Wait, let me do my fanfare thing again.
Your fanfare.
I half expected the mask to be back on.
There you go.
Yay.
Did you just have that on hand?
No, I tried doing it before when we had the number of members that we wanted to announce and a couple other things, and I couldn't get it quick enough. So now I had it on hand.
Oh,
Good,
gotcha.
good.
Excellent.
But yeah, and for the most part, yes, that's great. So cool. All right, so that is Gather Town. Keep posted as we put more stuff up there, and I think that kind of takes us up to the end. Didn't have any thing else to kind of really showcase today, and we're kind of running into that pretty long presentation, anyways, as my cat walks across my screen. That's my day every day. And what we'll do is now we'll go ahead and just we'll end the meeting. I know he's gonna try to sleep on my keyboard. So we'll end the meeting for today. And what we would like you to do is a little bit further up on the chat channel, we put our Discord up. We're gonna kind of chime in and talk for a couple of minutes. If you want to kind of catch up and get to talk to us, we have a voice channel in the COG Discord channel that we posted up, and that'll take you to a stream that looks just like this, and we can chat for a little bit. I think we'll chat for a little bit, and then when people are ready, we're going to start setting up our Among Us gameplay. I know that I just recently just purchased on Steam Among Us just for this event. So the way that it works is it's kind of like a who killed who kind of thing. Usually there's like 1 or 2 imposters, depending on how many people are in there. And the idea is that you're trying to find out who killed someone, and if you find out who you think they killed, you basically meet up together and you converse, and we'll use our Discord channel to talk to each other and try to vote people off. And if you vote someone off, it's like all inside of like a spaceship. And basically what you do is you just kind of like say, hey, we all voted for them, and if you get enough votes, they kick them out of the spaceship. And
Out the airlock.
and then they tell you if they were the imposter or not. So lots of fun, really quick gameplay. We'll probably play that for a little bit and then call it for a day for this nice Halloween. But yeah, join us in our Discord channel to chat for a little bit, and then we'll play Among Us for a little bit. And then if nothing else, we'll have a great rest of the Halloween. So hope you guys are staying safe, having a really good time. With the holidays and everything, it's starting to get a little bit colder, a little bit more festive. Oh yeah, and please do
Yes.
vote. Yes,
Vote.
thanks for
Definitely
reminding
vote.
me. I don't care who you're voting for. I really don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I just care more about the fact that you're voting,
Yeah.
right?
I agree. I agree with you.
Especially in the day and age that we're in right now, it's really important that you take advantage of that. I did an absentee ballot. I just got confirmation that it came in.
I did too. I just got confirmation
I
this morning.
was
Mine got counted.
getting really nervous there. It took me, I don't know, probably about 5 days for it to actually come in once I actually
Yeah, it was
posted it
3 to
in.
5 for me. Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it yet, this should be coming in soon. If you haven't voted yet and you're thinking about an absentee ballot, you can still do it up until I think the day before. You just have to. Well, okay,
You have to drop it off. Don't mail it in.
you have to postmark it. All right. So they say
Correct.
if you go to USPS, tell them to postmark your ballot if you're deciding to do it through a mail-in ballot. Just make sure it's postmarked, and they will receive that. And as long as they receive it with a postmark date, they will count it. Okay. If you're nervous about that, which if you are, that's perfectly fine. Obviously, you can still do an early absent or early vote-in ballot. You can do in-person ballot or not ballot, but in-person vote, right? So they do have different on-site locations. I know that my
And also,
site,
you can take your absentee ballot and you can take it to the
Yep.
ballot box and you can drop it in there too.
right?
There's
right.
one at every board of elections in each county. If you're in Franklin County, it's on Morse Road, right next to 71.
Yep.
Yeah, we're really lucky because Ohio has been doing this for years, and they
Yeah.
have really got it nailed down.
Yep. So there should not be any excuse unless you're not registered at this point. There should be not any excuse why you don't vote. But please do, because it's what allows for you to make a difference in the country and in our world in general,
And, I have
and
to
it's really
say,
important.
I had a lot. Lydia and I stayed up really late, but we like all of the stuff that was on the like the federal level. Almost didn't even like care about it. It was kind of
Yeah.
whatever. But there were like what 20 judge races
Yes,
Yes.
there
going
were
on,
Yeah.
so many judges, right?
and
Yes.
it was a lot to get through. But by the end of it, I actually felt really good because I
Yes.
felt like for the first time in my entire life of voting, I actually cared about going through the judges,
Yes.
and it was really fun to be like, okay, so these are like judges of the court of the common pleas. I'm like, these are the people who, if for some reason I ever had to go before a judge, these are probably the people that would be there
Yeah.
judging me. And so I actually got to think through that lens, like, okay, well, who do I actually want there? And it was actually it was a cool sort of like flipping around and transition of
Right.
my thinking about my experience of voting.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
it's important because that's actually more personal. Like in some instances,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
yeah.
federal things that help
It is.
decide a
Yeah,
lot of
and
things, but just as important, the state level
at
is like
least at least for us, there was one U.S. representative and one state of Ohio representative, and they're the people who legislate your laws, not
yeah,
the federal ones.
that
So
and
it's
depending on where you
there's a lot.
live, you'll have issues too. I had two of them. I mean, with Franklin,
Yep.
we had two of them, so definitely look at those. But if you're having a hard time deciding who to vote for, I actually use the League of Women Voters. They actually have a great website where they have a tool that you can go to. I think it's like vote411.org or .com.
Yeah.
And they actually give you like a list of where they've gone in and interviewed people. And sometimes there's interviews, sometimes there's not, but it really helped kind of give me a general idea of where my slant might be going towards. And then if there's nothing there, I want to learn more information, then I research at that point. It's a really good like kind of pretty unbiased, I would say pretty unbiased like description of folks. And what's nice is that you can like click and vote on folks, and then at the end it'll give you all your entire list, and you can like save that or print it out or whatever. And then that's what
And
I did.
Andrew just made a good note about using the dispatch. Columbus Dispatch had some really good
Yes.
breakdowns,
Yes.
especially of people that I couldn't find anywhere else.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They actually had entries about who they were. So yeah,
Yep.
there was some good resources.
So dispatch is really good too. There's a lot of resources. You just have to kind of take whatever um, find to be most useful, and hopefully like unbiased, right? That's the hope I
True.
would say.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to know what your slant team party is voting for, then do that. But yeah, so definitely do vote. You got a couple more days. You can still do it. There's nothing saying you can't, but it will definitely make a difference. But yeah, cool. Anything else I'm missing?
Join us in General Channel and play Among Us. It'll be fun. I hope.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun.
I've never played it before, so I hope it's fun.
Yeah, and there'll be short games. There'll be short games. So we'll do that for like an hour or so, and just have some fun. So cool.
I just can't wait to be able to type out. You're looking pretty sus.
Exactly.
And everyone that it's been everywhere. Everyone knows what that is. I haven't played the game, but I know what it is.
The sus has a perp owl.
All right.
Cool.
All
right.
Yeah, let's play.
So
End
I'm
this
going to
trade
switch it
before it
over.
trade
Thanks for everybody stopping by today. Appreciate it. If you have any other questions, you can check out our website at thecog.com. Email us at info@thecog.com. Definitely check our YouTube channel. We have posted, just type in the cog. I mean, the cog is what takes us there. So if you have any questions, we're kind of linked up everywhere now online. So thanks for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to us to see everybody. And it's really kind of neat to see everybody kind of grow and interact with each other. We really appreciate and just love seeing you guys, right? Because you're kind of like our family. You are.
We miss you guys.
So we'll catch you guys later. And if nothing else, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. All right.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. We'll talk to you later.